Salutations, everyone. It is me, Danielle, your new queen of horror, here to you for my brand new episode of A Horror Game with Danielle. First of all, I want to say thank you to those who subscribed and watched my intro video. It is greatly appreciated. Please share with those that may be interested in all things horror. This is the spot for them if they are. So, I wanted to talk to you on my first episode about a series that is near and dear to my heart. If you don't know, let me give you a little history. It is American Horror Story. It is created by Ryan Murphy, who is one of my favorite directors at this time, and he created it with Brad Falchuk. This is the 10th season, and I've been a fan since season 1, but I've stuck it out. Of course, I love some seasons more than others, but regardless of the fact, I'm going to continue to watch it until I can't watch it no more. American Horror Story is very, it can be bloody and gory and not really scary as much as a shock factor. There's not too many things that can really scare me with movies now. They're not the same as they used to be, but definitely blood and gore, and where you're just, wow, you can't believe that happened. I truly enjoy it. Season 3 is Coven is my favorite, and it's kind of hard for me to pick one that's better than that, but we'll see where this one lands in my ranking. And you never know, you might get an episode where I'm ranking all the American Horror Story seasons, so that is something that can come up in the future. But let's get into it. So we have a family, the Gardner family, which consists of the dad, husband, Finn Wittrock, who is a American Story regular. Lily Rabe is the mom, wife, who's also a regular. And you have the daughter, who is a newcomer, a little girl named Ryan Kier Armstrong. And she's doing awesome, by the way. She's new to the American Horror Story family. They are moving to a town because the husband is a struggling writer. So they're trying to go to a place where he is distraction free so that he's able to create a new manuscript, because he is a screenwriter. So he has to submit something, his job's on the line because he hasn't did anything in quite some time. And even though he's talented and good at what he does, his career just has never really taken off where he thinks it should be. So that's pretty much the basis of it all. Then, so we move into this town and we start noticing strange things, strange people. We come in contact with, early on, the husband and the daughter are chased by this person, and then you find out it's like a pale white person with razor sharp teeth. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You move to a town in the same week, you're chased by someone. Okay, chased home, husband witnesses, they end up contacting the police. They have a couple of interactions, strange interactions, where the police are involved. But for some reason, we continue to stay, okay? We don't pack up and go. We still stay here, and we're going to stick it out, because I still need time to create and brainstorm instead of packing up our shit and going. So as time goes on, also the wife is there too. She's an interior designer of some sorts. So there was a deal made that they can stay rent-free in this home if she fixed it up. So that was their agreement. So she's there to work also. And the daughter plays an instrument, I want to say a violin. So she has a talent also. So it's like a pretty talented, gifted family, just trying to find a new home, a new place for themselves. Wife is also pregnant, so we're bringing a new baby into the world. Everything, from the beginning seems pretty cool, except for the strange things that are happening in this new town. So after they come into interaction with these weird people that are in the town, even then the husband and her, I guess they had a date night, or they were going to go hang out, but the wife, due to her pregnancy, she ended up not feeling well. So she's like, you just go out without me he's like, after someone tried to break in, like, are you sure? She was like, it's fine. I'll be okay. You won't be there long. Go ahead, have fun. You need it. You know, this is because we want him to open it up, that creativity. So he goes to a local bar, and he ends up meeting a couple of people. And those characters are played by Frances Conroy and Evan Peters, which were also two original cast members who Ryan Murphy brings every season, who are amazing. Like, everybody loves Evan Peters, and then Frances Conroy is like, oh my God, just these people are awesome. Like, every character they play, it literally makes you feel like they were made for these roles. So he introduces himself to them, you know, find out they're authors, they're writers too. You know, they've won awards, they're famous, they've had a successful career, which is what he desires anyway. You know, that's what he's won. He's like, you know, it hasn't happened for me. So he's kind of down on himself, you know, hearing their accomplishments, and that is something that never happened for him. They're like, you got it, you're talented, you got it, you just got to unlock it, you know. So just feeding him things that he wants to hear, of course. And then the marvelous Sarah Paulson enters, and she's like a homeless person. And I don't know if you guys know about Sarah Paulson, but she amazes all the American Horror Story fans every year, even though sometimes certain seasons people don't care for, or I should say like one more than the other. But regardless of the fact, she is awesome at any role she has. Like, give her an Oscar. Give her. But I really probably can say that about all of them. But she is the one that always stands out. So she's like a homeless drug addict lady. I mean, she's dirty, like, to the extent where my coworker didn't even realize that it was Sarah Paulson. I knew that, of course, because I could tell, you know, how she talks. And she's a potty mouth drug addict, and she's just amazing. And she's kind of comical too at some of the things she says. Everything is pretty straightforward. She's cussing you out, like, she's hilarious. So she enters the bar, and she had a previous interaction with him at the grocery store where she tried to warn him, like, you need to leave this town. You need to get out of here immediately. So she sees him again at the bar, like, you didn't listen, huh? You didn't listen. You're still here. I told you to leave, you know. She said it in a worse way than that. I'm giving you the PG-13 version. But she warned him. Of course, he's still there. She's homeless, so she's also stealing scraps from the plates that people have left on the bar, on the tables. And it's a pretty sad situation for her so far. Hopefully, I'm hoping things turn around, but I don't know. So the husband, Mr. Garner, ends up being contacted by the character of Evan Peters. He calls him. He's like, you know what? I got what you need. I got the key to success. Like, you need to come to my place. I got what you need that's going to help you become that successful person that you always wanted to be. So, of course, he's like, yeah, whatever. Blows him off. And then he ends up going. And he introduces him to this thing called the black pill. It is a drug that you take that opens up your talents and gives you success. I'm like, if this was a real thing, Lord help us all. So of course he's not buying it. He's like, what is this, speed, acid? Like, what is this? You know, there's no such thing. He's like, oh, but it is. You know, he's like, well, what's the side effects? He was like, you know, beating around the bush. Of course, not telling him the complete truth, just telling him enough that he needs to know. So he leaves with the pills, didn't take the pills. I'm like, yes, he didn't take the pills. Like, you don't know, just don't be taking no random drugs. And you don't even know what it is. Like, who does that? Don't do that. So I'm like, but don't take them. Like, leave that crap right there. Let him have that. Don't take the drugs with you, because then eventually something's going to happen. You're going to take the freaking drugs, right? We know that's what's going to happen. So he ends up getting a call. I guess it was his agent. She's like, we need something from you ASAP. Your job's on the line. You need to quit bullshit and you need to get it in to me ASAP. So what does he do? You tell me, what does he do? He takes the freaking pill, right? He takes the pill. Oh my God, it was like you could see his mind unlock. You can see words on paper, like it was all coming to him. He wrote this book for what, like 2 days? It was just a few days. It was, finished the whole freaking thing. Like his wife and kid was just like, wow, looking at him in amazement, like, you're finishing the whole thing? Like, he couldn't stop. They had actually planned to leave finally, but now since his mind is unlocked and he's writing, now he don't want to leave. He's like, I can't stop. I see it clear. Everything's clear. I got to get this on paper. So they end up they literally packed up everything, was ready to go, and then he unlocked, and then he goes back inside, and then they go back in for the next couple of days for him to finish it. You know, wife reads it. Oh, it's pretty good. Like, how did you do this? But he didn't know that his daughter saw him take that pill. So she tells mom, and mom was like, what? She approaches dad. Did you take a pill? He's like, I don't know, pill? What are you talking about? So now the pill, even though it unlocks the talent and the skill, it makes you sort of mean and aggressive, just cruel, you know, with your words. Very defensive. So he got defensive. He said some cruel things to her. He ended up saying some cruel things to his daughter because there was a song that she's trying to learn how to play, but she was struggling a little bit. It was a difficult song for her. She didn't pick it up as fast as she normally would. So, you know, she's thinking like, should I take this pill? Now, this is a little kid, okay? A little kid. She can't be, about 10, 11 years old. But she sees how it's changed dad. So she's like, well, I can take the pill. I'm talented. It can help me out. And, you know, her mom was like, no, you're not taking a pill. That's not what you're doing. But what does she do? What does she do? She knows where the pills are. And guess what? She takes one any freaking way. She takes a pill. So thank God she was talented. It unlocks for her. She's playing away on that violin. You know, she's got it going on. She is jamming. But, so let me tell you the negative thing about this pill that Mr. Peters didn't want to say. It's all good and fine if you are truly talented and have a gift. But if you don't actually have a talent or a gift that you think you may have, that's when the negative effect comes out. So it doesn't unlock your gift. It actually turns you into a pale white creature with razor sharp teeth. Bloodsucker. Now, even though your gift is unlocked and you might become successful and your dreams might be coming true, you might be financially rich, stable now, but you now have a craving for blood. So regular food isn't cutting it. You try to eat it, it makes you sick. So you have to have blood in order to feed that thirst that you have. That's the only thing that satisfies it. So, you know, you notice they start off with maybe some animals here and there. There's actually a crazy scene where he buys, you know, when he first realizes what he needs to fulfill that thirst, he buys steaks. And I'm like, okay, well, he's just gonna eat some rare steak. He actually grinds them up, pours all the blood from the packages, and then drinks that. And it was pretty disgusting. You know, it's not actual blood, but just to think about that, I'm like, that's pretty gross. But at some point, that doesn't cut it anymore. You know, the steak blood, the animals. So then you have to up your game, and we have to start murdering people and taking that blood. So he ends up with Francis Conroy and Evan Peters, and they try to show him the ropes on, you know, how to kill. You do your first kill, and we'll all share this body and drink all the blood, and it'll be fine. But it's fine because we only get like homeless people and drug addicts and criminals. You know, we don't get upstanding citizens. We just get the poor people off the street, the ones that aren't about anything, and then we'll take them, and then we'll drink all their blood and then just toss their bodies aside. So that's not really a good thing. And that's why Sarah Paulson is the way she is and seems homeless, because she refuses to take the black pill. So this is kind of different with Ryan Murphy. He's not did anything like with a drug before. And just imagine if this was a real thing, that it would be so sad because people would be quick to take the damn pill. So it's very exciting to see what's going to happen on the next episode, which would be this upcoming Wednesday. So he hit us with, on the premiere last Wednesday, he hit us with the 2 episodes for the season premiere. So I kind of summed all that up for you guys. So you guys let me know what you think. You can comment, ask questions. I will try to get back to you by the weekend on the next episode that will air this week. Like I said, it comes on FX at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm not sure if there's going to be 2 episodes this week, but if so, it's normally a 9 and a 10 o'clock episode. But if you're not a fan or you don't know much about American Horror Story, I would suggest you give it a try for sure. Like, if you have time, if you want a show to binge, this is definitely the show for you to binge. And you can go all the way back to season 1. This is the 10th season. And sometimes, you know, you'll see some of the seasons cross over with characters. So it's pretty interesting how he brings it all together. This is why I'm such a fan. Like, I've liked his stuff from the beginning. I wasn't a Glee fan. I didn't watch Glee because the only musical that ever matters to me is Grease. I'm sorry. Grease is the best musical ever. Everything else doesn't compare. So I think I started with Nip Tuck. I think that was one of the first things and I love Nip Tuck. That was a great show. Hated when they ended. But yes, so if you don't know about American Horror Story, then I suggest you start watching it and you get in tune with it, because it's really good. If you love sex, violence, murder, horror, I mean, it's all of those things. It's just so great, and the cast is always amazing. So thank you guys for tuning in again on my first episode. Please give me any suggestions, comments. Please let them be positive. We don't want no negatives. No negatives, positives only. Nothing but positive here. Let me know what I can do better. I'm learning, so hey, I take all the feedback. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, have a good evening. Thank you.